Have you ever had one of those days when everything seems to fall apart at once? Your plans fail. People disappoint you. Bad news arrives without warning. Your mind races with fear, frustration, and anxiety. You try to fix everything, but the harder you push, the more out of control life feels. Now imagine something different. Imagine waking up tomorrow with a mind so steady that chaos no longer controls you. Imagine facing criticism without anger, uncertainty without fear, and setbacks without losing your peace. Imagine becoming the person others admire because you remain calm while everyone else is panicking. This isn't wishful thinking. It is one of the greatest lessons taught by the Stoic philosophers over 2,000 years ago. The Stoics believed that peace is not something you find in the outside world. It is something you build within yourself. When your inner world becomes stronger than the outer world, no storm can truly shake you. In today's video, you'll discover powerful Stoic principles that can help you remain calm even when everything around you feels out of control. These lessons have helped leaders, warriors, entrepreneurs, and ordinary people endure hardship with courage and clarity. If you stay until the end, you'll also learn a simple daily habit that can transform the way you respond to life's biggest challenges. Before we begin, take a moment to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, we explore timeless Stoic wisdom that helps you develop self-control, emotional strength, and lasting inner peace. Now let's begin. The first truth you must accept is this: you cannot control everything. This may sound obvious, yet most people spend their entire lives fighting reality. They try to control other people's opinions. They try to control the future. They try to control events that have already happened. When life refuses to obey their expectations, they become anxious, angry, and exhausted. The Stoics saw this mistake everywhere. According to the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, there are only two kinds of things in life: the things that depend on you and the things that do not. Your thoughts, choices, attitudes, and actions belong to you. The weather does not. Other people's opinions do not. The economy does not. Traffic does not. Your past does not. The moment you confuse these two categories, you surrender your peace to forces you cannot command. Think about how much energy is wasted every single day worrying about things that will happen regardless of our fears. We replay conversations, imagine disasters that never come, and become emotionally exhausted trying to solve problems that don't even exist yet. The Stoics would ask a simple question: can you control it? If the answer is yes, act wisely. If the answer is no, accept it with dignity. This simple distinction has the power to free your mind from endless anxiety. Imagine holding a rope tied to a heavy boulder rolling down a mountain. The harder you hold on, the more it drags you across the ground. Eventually, you realize the only way to stop suffering is to let go. Many people never let go. They spend years fighting reality instead of working with it. The Stoic chooses differently. The Stoic lets go of what cannot be controlled and focuses completely on what can. That is where true strength begins. Because calmness is not the absence of problems. Calmness is the refusal to let problems control your mind. The world may become louder. People may become more difficult. Unexpected hardships may appear tomorrow. But your mind can remain quiet if you train it correctly. And that training begins with one powerful decision. Stop fighting reality. Accept what is. Then decide what you will do next. That is the Stoic way. Most people believe that peace comes after life becomes easier. The Stoics believed the opposite. Life becomes easier after you become more peaceful. This changes everything. If your happiness depends on perfect circumstances, you will spend your entire life disappointed. There will always be uncertainty. There will always be criticism. There will always be loss. There will always be change. But there can also be courage. There can be wisdom. There can be discipline. There can be peace. These qualities do not come from the outside world. They come from within. And once you develop them, you become someone who is difficult to disturb. Not because life stopped testing you, but because you stopped allowing every challenge to control your emotions. That is the quiet power of Stoicism. Part 2. Your mind is the real battlefield. Now let me ask you a simple question. What truly causes your suffering? Is it the event itself? Or is it the story your mind tells about the event? Imagine two people lose their jobs on the same day. The first person says, "My life is over. I'll never recover from this." The second says, "This is difficult, but it's also an opportunity to grow, learn, and find a better path." Both experience the same event. Yet one is crushed while the other remains hopeful. What made the difference? Not the situation. Their mindset. This is one of the greatest discoveries of Stoicism. The Stoics understood that events are neutral. It is our judgments about those events that create peace or suffering. Marcus Aurelius wrote that if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not caused by the thing itself, but by your judgment about it. And you have the power to change that judgment. Think about that for a moment. How many sleepless nights have been caused not by reality, but by imagined futures? How many arguments started because we assumed someone meant to insult us? How many opportunities have been missed because fear convinced us we would fail? Your greatest enemy is often not outside of you. It is the voice inside your head that constantly predicts disaster. The Stoics trained themselves to question that voice. Instead of immediately believing every fearful thought, they asked, "Is this true? Is there evidence for this? Am I reacting to facts or to my imagination?" This simple habit creates space between you and your emotions. And in that space, wisdom begins. The next time your mind tells you that everything is falling apart, pause before believing it. Take one slow breath. Ask yourself, what do I actually know? Very often, you'll realize that your fear has grown far larger than the reality itself. That awareness alone can restore your calm. The power of the pause. Modern life encourages instant reactions. Someone insults you. You reply immediately. A negative comment appears online. You feel offended. A stressful email arrives. Your heart races. The Stoics practiced something completely different. They mastered the pause. They understood that between what happens and how you respond lies your greatest source of power. Anyone can react. Very few people can respond wisely. When something unexpected happens today, don't rush. Pause. Take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. Observe your emotions without obeying them. You are not your anger. You are not your fear. You are not your anxiety. They are temporary visitors. They arrive. They stay for a while. Then they leave. The mistake most people make is believing they must act on every emotion they feel. The Stoics knew better. They allowed emotions to exist without allowing emotions to become their master. Imagine standing on the shore watching waves crash against the rocks. You don't try to stop the waves. You simply let them come and go. Your thoughts are the same. Your emotions are the same. Observe them. Learn from them. But don't let them control your actions. That is emotional discipline. And emotional discipline creates inner peace. Strength is built in difficult times. Nobody becomes mentally strong during easy seasons. Strength is forged through challenges. Every difficult moment carries a hidden opportunity. Every disappointment teaches patience. Every failure teaches humility. Every obstacle teaches resilience. This is why the Stoics welcomed hardship. Not because they enjoyed suffering, but because they understood that struggle develops character. Think about a sword. It becomes strong only after intense heat and repeated strikes. Without the fire, without the hammer, there is no sharp blade. Human character is no different. When life feels out of control, don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" Instead ask, "What is this teaching me?" That single question changes your perspective. Suddenly, hardship becomes your teacher instead of your enemy. Perhaps this challenge is teaching patience. Perhaps it is teaching courage. Perhaps it is teaching you to stop depending on things that never truly belong to you. The Stoics believed that every obstacle contains an opportunity to become wiser. And that belief gave them extraordinary resilience. The next time life surprises you with disappointment, remember this. You are being trained, not punished. Every challenge is strengthening something inside you that comfort never could. Control your attention. The world competes for your attention every minute of the day. Breaking news, social media, arguments, negative headlines, constant comparison. If you consume chaos all day, don't be surprised when your mind becomes chaotic. The Stoics guarded their attention carefully. They knew that whatever you feed your mind eventually shapes your character. If you feed your mind with fear, you become fearful. If you feed it with anger, you become angry. If you feed it with wisdom, you become wise. Ask yourself honestly, what are you feeding your mind every day? Is it helping you become calmer? Or is it making your life more stressful? Peace begins with protecting your attention. You don't have to know every piece of bad news. You don't have to argue with every stranger. You don't have to prove yourself to everyone. Sometimes the strongest response is silence. Sometimes the wisest decision is walking away. The Stoics understood that attention is one of life's greatest treasures. Spend it wisely. Because wherever your attention goes, your life follows. Part 3. Build an unshakable mind. By now you've learned one of the most important truths of Stoicism. You cannot always control what happens to you, but you can always train how you respond. This is where real freedom begins. Most people spend years trying to change the world around them. The Stoic spends that same energy changing the world within. And once your inner world becomes strong, the outer world loses much of its power over you. Let's explore the habits that make this possible. 1. Begin every day with intention. How do you start your mornings? Do you wake up and immediately check your phone? Do you scroll through negative news? Do you let other people's opinions enter your mind before you've even spoken to yourself? If so, you've already surrendered control of your day. The Stoics believe that the first moments of the morning shape everything that follows. Before the world demands your attention, take a few quiet minutes for yourself. Sit in silence. Take slow, deep breaths. Ask yourself, what kind of person do I want to be today? Not what you want to achieve. Not how much money you want to make. But who you want to become. Patient? Disciplined? Kind? Fearless? Calm? When your character becomes your focus, life's distractions lose much of their power. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that he would meet difficult, selfish, and impatient people throughout the day. He didn't do this to become pessimistic. He did it so he wouldn't be surprised. When challenges arrived, he was already mentally prepared. Preparation creates calm. Surprise creates panic. Spend 5 minutes each morning preparing your mind, and you'll notice how differently you handle the rest of the day. 2. Accept that change is part of life. One reason people suffer is because they expect life to stay the same. They want relationships to remain perfect. They want success to last forever. They want their health, finances, and comfort to never change. But life doesn't work that way. Everything changes. The seasons change. People change. Circumstances change. Even you are changing every single day. The Stoics accepted this truth instead of resisting it. When you accept change, you stop being shocked by it. You become flexible instead of fragile. Think of a mighty tree during a storm. The stiff branches often break. The flexible branches bend and survive. Your mind should become like that flexible branch. Strong enough to endure. Flexible enough to adapt. Whenever life changes your plans, don't immediately ask, why me? Instead ask, how can I adapt wisely? Adaptability is a hidden form of strength. 3. Stop seeking approval. Many people live as prisoners of other people's opinions. They change who they are to be accepted. They remain silent when they should speak. They speak when they should remain silent. They constantly worry about what others think. The Stoics warned against this trap. Your worth is not determined by applause. It is not determined by likes, compliments, or popularity. If you allow praise to control you, criticism will destroy you. True confidence comes from living according to your values. Ask yourself every evening, Did I act with integrity? Did I remain calm? Did I treat others with respect? Did I do my best? If the answer is yes, then you have succeeded, regardless of what anyone else says. The opinions of others change like the wind. Character endures. 4. Practice gratitude, especially during hard times. Gratitude is easy when everything is going well. The real challenge is being grateful when life becomes difficult. The Stoics believed that gratitude is one of the greatest sources of inner peace. Even on your worst day, there is something to appreciate. Perhaps you still have your health. Perhaps you have someone who cares about you. Perhaps you have another opportunity to begin again. Gratitude shifts your attention away from what is missing and toward what is already present. And where attention goes, your emotions follow. Instead of saying, "I have so many problems," try saying, "Despite my problems, I still have many blessings." This doesn't ignore reality. It balances it. A grateful mind is far more difficult to disturb. 5. Choose your response carefully. Life will test you. Someone will insult you. Someone will misunderstand you. Someone may betray your trust. In those moments, remember this. Your response is your responsibility. Anger may feel powerful for a moment, but self-control is powerful for a lifetime. The Stoic asks, "Will my reaction improve this situation?" If the answer is no, silence may be the wiser choice. Sometimes the strongest person in the room is not the loudest. It is the one who remains calm while everyone else loses control. Imagine two fires. If you throw wood onto the flames, the fire grows. If you stop feeding it, the fire eventually dies. Arguments work the same way. Don't feed unnecessary conflict. Protect your peace. Not every battle deserves your attention. Not every criticism deserves your response. Sometimes walking away is the greatest victory. Take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed so far. Which lesson speaks to you the most? Is it learning to accept what you cannot control? Is it mastering the pause before reacting? Or is it realizing that your greatest strength comes from within? Share your answer in the comments below. Your experience may encourage someone else who needs these words today. And if you're finding value in these timeless Stoic teachings, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. Every week, we explore practical wisdom to help you develop greater self-discipline, emotional resilience, and lasting inner peace. Part 4: Staying calm through failure, criticism, and uncertainty. Now let's talk about the moments that truly test your character. It's easy to feel calm when life is going well. It's easy to smile when everything is working in your favor. But what happens when your plans fall apart? What happens when someone betrays your trust? What happens when months of hard work seem to lead nowhere? This is where Stoicism separates itself from ordinary thinking. The Stoics believe that difficult moments don't reveal your character, they build it. Every challenge is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more disciplined. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask a different question. What kind of person will I become because of this? That single shift in perspective changes everything. 6. Don't let failure define you. Most people fear failure because they believe it says something about their worth. If they fail at a business, they think they are failures. If they lose a relationship, they think they are unlovable. If they make a mistake, they believe they are incapable. The Stoics rejected this way of thinking. Failure is an event. It is not your identity. Every successful person has faced setbacks. Every wise person has made mistakes. Every strong person has experienced moments of doubt. What separates them from everyone else is not perfection. It is persistence. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. He doesn't strike the metal just once. He heats it, shapes it, cools it, then repeats the process again and again. Your life is much the same. Every setback is shaping you into someone stronger. So don't fear failure. Fear refusing to learn from it. Every obstacle carries a lesson. Your task is to find it. 7. Learn to welcome criticism. Criticism is one of the fastest ways to lose your peace, if you let it. Someone questions your decisions. Someone insults you. Someone misunderstands your intentions. Immediately, your emotions want to fight back. But the Stoics encouraged a different response. Pause. Ask yourself, is this criticism true? If it is true, then you've discovered something that can help you improve. Be grateful for the lesson. If it isn't true, why allow it to disturb your peace? You don't become wiser by arguing with every opinion. You become wiser by knowing which opinions deserve your attention. Remember this. Not everyone understands your journey. Not everyone sees your intentions. And that's okay. You don't need everyone's approval to live a meaningful life. Protect your peace more than your pride. 8. Use silence as a source of strength. One of the most powerful Stoic habits is knowing when to remain silent. Today's world rewards constant noise. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone wants the last word. Everyone wants to prove they're right. The Stoics understood that silence often speaks louder than unnecessary arguments. Silence gives you time to think. Silence prevents words you'll later regret. Silence protects your energy. This doesn't mean becoming passive. It means becoming intentional. Speak when your words add value. Remain silent when they don't. There is great strength in refusing to react to every insult, every rumor, and every distraction. Your peace is too valuable to waste on pointless battles. 9. Focus on progress, not perfection. Perfection is an impossible standard. If you expect yourself to never feel fear, never make mistakes, or never struggle, you'll constantly disappoint yourself. The Stoics weren't perfect. They simply committed themselves to improving every day. Some days you'll remain calm. Other days you'll lose your temper. When that happens, don't quit. Reflect. Learn. Grow. Every day is another opportunity to become a little wiser than yesterday. Small improvements repeated consistently create extraordinary transformation. Be patient with yourself. Character is built one decision at a time. 10. Remember that this moment will pass. When life feels overwhelming, it can seem as though the pain will last forever. But nothing lasts forever. Storms pass. Seasons change. Difficult chapters eventually come to an end. The Stoics often reminded themselves of this simple truth. Whatever you're facing today, it will pass. The anxiety, the uncertainty, the disappointment, the heartbreak. It will not remain forever. Knowing this doesn't erase your pain, but it gives you hope. And hope gives you strength to keep moving forward. Whenever life feels unbearable, remind yourself. This is a chapter, not my entire story. You have survived difficult days before. You will survive this one too. Take a deep breath. Look back at everything you've overcome in your life. There were moments you thought you would never recover. Yet here you are. Stronger. Wiser. More experienced. That's proof that you are more resilient than you sometimes believe. Part 5. The Daily Stoic Routine for Lasting Calm. We've covered many Stoic principles, but knowledge alone won't change your life. Transformation comes through practice. The difference between someone who stays calm under pressure and someone who falls apart is not intelligence. It's habit. The Stoics didn't simply admire wisdom, they lived it every single day. If you want to remain calm when everything around you feels out of control, begin practicing this simple daily routine. Step 1. Begin the day in silence. Before checking your phone. Before opening social media. Before reading the news. Spend 5 minutes in complete silence. Take slow, deep breaths. Ask yourself, what challenges might I face today? How will I respond with patience, courage, and wisdom? Visualize yourself staying calm, even when things don't go as planned. This mental preparation strengthens your mind before the world tests it. Step 2. Return to the present moment. Most anxiety comes from living in an imaginary future. Most regret comes from living in the past. But your power exists only in the present. Whenever you notice your thoughts racing, gently bring your attention back. Notice your breathing. Feel your feet on the ground. Observe what's happening right now. Ask yourself, what is the next right thing I can do? Not 10 steps ahead. Just the next one. Life becomes much less overwhelming when you focus on the present moment. Step 3. Respond, don't react. Throughout your day, someone may test your patience. A coworker may criticize you. Traffic may delay you. A plan may fail. When that happens, pause. Take one deep breath before speaking. That single breath creates space for wisdom. Remember, you don't control what happens. You control how you respond. And your response shapes your character. Step 4. End the day with reflection. Before going to sleep, ask yourself 3 simple questions. What did I do well today? Where did I lose my calm? How can I improve tomorrow? Don't judge yourself harshly. Simply learn. Every day is another opportunity to grow. This simple habit helped many Stoics become wiser over time. Progress comes from honest reflection. Your greatest strength is already within you. If there's one message I hope you remember from this video, it's this. The world will always be uncertain. There will always be unexpected problems. There will always be people who misunderstand you. There will always be moments when life feels out of control. But none of these things have to control your mind. Your greatest strength isn't found in having a perfect life. It's found in developing a peaceful mind. A mind that chooses wisdom over panic, patience over anger, courage over fear, discipline over impulse. This is the gift of Stoicism. It doesn't promise an easy life. It teaches you how to become strong enough to face a difficult one. Imagine who you'll become after practicing these principles for 1 year. Imagine how different your relationships could be. Imagine facing stressful situations without panic. Imagine becoming the calmest person in the room, not because life became easier, but because you became stronger. That journey begins today. One thought. One choice. One habit at a time. Final message. If this video inspired you, don't let it end here. Choose just one Stoic principle from today's lesson and practice it for the next 7 days. Notice how your thinking begins to change. Notice how your reactions become calmer. Notice how your confidence quietly grows. Small daily actions create extraordinary lives. If you found value in this video, please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss future videos on Stoicism, self-discipline, mental strength, and inner peace. Also, leave a comment below. I choose calm over chaos. It's a simple reminder, to yourself and to everyone watching, that true strength begins within. Thank you for watching. Until next time, remember, you cannot always control the storm, but you can always learn to become the calm within it.